Good morning, students. Today I am going to discuss the next part of the semiconductor, that is IV characteristics. So IV characteristics, the name itself indicates I, current, V, voltage. How the current with respect to voltage in case of the semiconductor diode or a PN junction diode. So this is we want to discuss in the present class. See, this is the diagrammatic symbol, or you can call it as a circuit diagram of the given IV characteristics study. If you want to study the IV characteristics, this is the circuit combination. Here, this is the diode, and the arrow here. This is a P type of semiconductor. The line which represents N type of semiconductor, and this is the voltmeter which is connected parallel to the given diode. And this is the battery, some voltage supply or a source of voltage, and this one is a milliammeter. We know that the forward bias and reverse bias condition. In the forward bias, there is a maximum flow of current takes place, that is in the order of milliamperes. And in case of reverse bias, the current is very low, that is due to minority charge carriers, that is in the order of microampere. See, as like this, now we want to study the I and V characteristics in case of forward bias as well as reverse bias. As per the forward bias, see here is the P type of semiconductor and which is connected to positive terminal, and the straight line that represents N type of semiconductor which is connected to negative terminal. This type of bias we can call it as forward bias. Here there is a large amount of current flow takes place, that is the order of milliampere. That's why we want to measure the flow of current, that is in the order of milliampere. That's why I took this milliammeter into here. And this is the voltmeter that is used to determine or find how is the potential difference across the diode, which is shown in the given voltmeter that is connected parallel to the given diode. Say, once the voltage is increases from the source, this is the source which applies the voltage to the given diode. As voltage increases here, see here, as voltage increases, then the flow of current across the diode is also increases. That is as per the diagram I am explained. See here, this is the graphical representation of current and voltage representation. As voltage increases using battery across the diode, then what about its current? How the variation takes place in the current with respect to increase in the voltage, which is represented here in the first quadrant. So that represents along the x-axis we considered as voltage, and along the y-axis we considered current. That current in the milliamperes. See, as voltage increases, its current also increases. Initially, its increase in the current is very low, but at particular voltage. So that is what we can call it as a threshold voltage or cutting voltage. At particular voltage, that is called as a threshold or cutting voltage. At that voltage, what happens here? The current is already increases exponentially. The current increases exponentially, but at particular voltage, that is called as cutting voltage. So this is what we can call it as how the current varies with respect to voltage in the diode during the forward bias. Then come to the reverse bias. See here, actually the reverse bias, there is no flow of current due to majority charge carriers. Here, so due to majority charge carrier, this the current flows. That is according to a forward biasing condition. As per the forward biasing condition, what happens there? So as voltage increases, there is a flow of charges from N side to P side and P side to N side increases. So as that flow of charges through the junction increases, see here this is the junction, One side is P type semiconductor, another side is N type semiconductor, and holes from the P side and electrons from the N side which are crossing the junction. So as per this, the junction width starts to decrease. Once the particular voltage junction width is completely equal to applied voltage. So the junction potential, which is also called as barrier potential. Once the barrier potential equal to applied potential, that is what we can call it as, at that particular point, that particular voltage we can call it as threshold voltage or cutting voltage. There is a maximum flow of current through the junction. That is here. This is the point. Threshold voltage or cutting voltage. At this point, there is an exponential flow of current which is represented in the first quadrant. This is the characteristics of IV. The current, how that varies with respect to voltage in the forward bias across the junction diode. Let's come to the reverse bias. If see here, reverse bias nothing but the P-type semiconductor connected to negative terminal of the battery. See, P-type semiconductor is connected to negative terminal of the battery, and N-type semiconductor is connected to positive terminal of the battery. And so in the reverse bias, the flow of current is very minimum, that is in the order of microampere. Then here in this case, as voltage across the junction increases. See here by varying the output voltage, there is actually this is the variation of current which is independent of supplied voltage. That is depend on the temperature. That's why, so initially here, as voltage increases, applied voltage increases, there is no variation, maximum variation in the current. So bit variation, there is a small variation in the current, that is due to thermal energy. And so this current is almost constant. See here, this is the current along the y-axis and voltage along the x-axis. See, so the current is almost constant. That's why this current we can call it as saturation current. And so as like that, if we increase voltage continuously, as voltage increases continuously, what happens at particular voltage, that is we can call it as a breakdown voltage. See, at particular voltage, the voltage increases will be breakdown. There is no further increase in the voltage, but there is a sudden increase in the current takes place. There is a destruction of that device. Above this, or if you increase the supply voltage more than this breakdown voltage, the device, that is a diode, will be collapse takes place. That's why, so the operation of the, nothing but some processes or operation of the diodes, that should be within the range of this breakdown voltage. So this is we considered in the third quadrant. Why we consider in the third quadrant means, so in actually this the process in the reverse bias condition. That's why we took it in the third quadrant. Then current, flow of current is very small value, that is due to minority charge carriers, and this is what we can say to be the IV characteristics of the semiconductor diode. The next concept is about the rectifier. What is that rectifier and rectification process? See here, just we learned about the how the current variation takes place with respect to voltage. See, in the forward bias, the current, flow of current through the junction or a diode is a maximum. But whereas in the reverse bias, its value is very less because of the opposition offered by the diode. That is what we can call as a resistance. The resistance by the diode is very large. So using this concept, the diode can also use it as a rectifier. See, that's why, so using this device, the bidirectional current can be converted into unidirectional current. Bidirectional, nothing but alternating current. Alternating current can be converted into direct current using the diode. So that process we can call it as rectification process. See, rectification is nothing but the process of conversion of bidirectional current into unidirectional current or alternating current into direct current. That type process we can call it as rectification process. Then the device used to convert bidirectional current into unidirectional current or the device used to convert alternating current into direct current, that device we can call it as rectifier. See, this diode, semiconductor diode, can be used as a rectifier. So the next concept is about the rectifier. See, rectifier, just I told the definition, and in which there are two conditions. One is a half wave rectifier, another one is full wave rectifier. In the alternating current, we know that, so there is a positive half cycle and negative half cycle. See, the only one half cycle is converted into the DC current, or one half cycle is come as a output. So that is what we can call as a half wave rectifier. Out of two, only one wave is come out as a output from this input. This is the input. See, input is alternating, but output is only one cycle, one half. This or this. So that type of rectifier we can call it as a half wave rectifier. If the both half cycles, the positive half cycle and negative half cycle, which is converted into output, in such a condition we can call it as full wave rectifier. First, we'll start with the half wave rectifier. Say, the next one concept is half wave rectifier. In the half wave rectifier, the elements are used diode. One is semiconductor diode, another one is a load resistance and a transformer, step down transformer. See, this is a transformer. Transformer, and which is connected to input voltage, that is an alternating source. This is connected to alternating source, and here is the diode. A load resistance is connected series with the diode. This is a load resistance. Finally, this is the output voltage. Output voltage. And so here there is an input voltage given from the device. So this is a circuit diagram to convert alternating current into direct current. Then how about waveforms? See, waveforms I can represent here. Waveforms I am representing here along the, see, this represents input voltage, and this line that represents the output voltage. One is an input voltage and another one is output voltage. So as per that, according to explanation, we'll draw the waveforms. See, first we should know the concept of transformer. What is that, a transformer? The transformer is a device used to convert a voltage into a desired value. So that device we can call it as a transformer. The transformer can be converted from low voltage to higher voltage or high voltage to low voltage. To convert as per the desired value, we are using the device, that is we can call it as transformer. Here in which there are two types. One is a step up transformer, another one is a step down transformer. Step up transformer nothing but the device which converts the lower value of voltage into higher value of voltage. That is what we can call it as a step up transformer. And the device which converts higher value into lower value, that is what we can call it as step down transformer. See, this is a device, that is a transformer, that too step down transformer, because so we need to convert the given voltage should be as per the requirement, as per the desired value we need to convert the voltage. An input voltage is supplied to our transformer, and this is the step down transformer. In this, how can we differentiate those step up transformer and step down transformer? In the as per the diagram, see, input voltage, so that is given to what is that? We can call it as windings. This is the primary windings and this is the secondary windings. If the windings of the primary windings is more as compared to secondary windings, see, number of turns in the primary winding is more than secondary winding. If it is like this, and this is what we can call it as step down transformer. Then given voltage is converted as per the desired value. The higher value voltage is converted into given lower value. Then, so as like this, that voltage we can call it as the input voltage. That input voltage is here, that is a positive here. Given voltage, input voltage is a alternating voltage. One is positive cycle, another one is negative cycle. The first half cycle, the first half positive cycle, that is, then the positive is P type of semiconductor is connected to positive, and nothing but is P type is acts like a positive, and with respect to N type of semiconductor. See here, the P type of semiconductor is a positive with respect to N type of semiconductor. One input voltage is supplied, so the P type is a positive with respect to N type of semiconductor. Now see here, so that then because of this voltage, what happens here? The current is flow. Now this is actually like a forward bias. In the forward bias we studied P type is connected to positive and N type is connected to negative terminal. Like that, when the input voltage is supplied, this P type is a positive with respect to N type of semiconductor. Now this is acts like a forward bias. Now it is acts like a forward bias. In the forward bias, there is a maximum flow of current takes place. Then the flow of current through the resistance, that is what we can call it as a V is equal to IR. Then we get output voltage. Say in the first half cycle, see in the first half cycle, I represent here. The first half cycle, we got output voltage. In the first half cycle of input, we got output voltage. And during the negative half cycle, what happens here? So now the input voltage is reversed now. If the input voltage is reversed, then this is reversed now. Nothing but the P type of semiconductor is a negative with respect to N type semiconductor. P type semiconductor is a negative with respect to N type semiconductor. Now this is acts like a reverse biased semiconductor. In the reverse biased semiconductor, there is no flow of current through the load resistance. If the current value is 0, then output is equal to 0, then there is no output at all. In the negative half cycle of the semiconductor, the output value is 0. Next, again this process repeats. Again in the positive half cycle, so again this P type is acts like a positive and with respect to N type semiconductor, and this is acts like a forward bias, and in the forward bias again there is a maximum flow of current. See, in the again positive half cycle, there is a maximum flow. This is acts like a forward bias and maximum output is, then output is there, again there is a output in the one direction. See, the positive direction. Again in the reverse, in the negative half cycle, this diode is acts like the reverse bias. Again there is no output. Like that, this process will continues positive, negative, positive, negative, positive, negative, like that. So we got output in only one half cycle. This is what we can call it as half wave rectifier. Thank you.